Pero este es el señor... Este es el juego del señor de la camiseta, ¿eh? Solo te digo eso.
That's why I'm so excited.
El juego del señor de la camiseta. Vamos a jugar con el señor de la camiseta
With
ahora
the
mismo.
placeholder. We're
No.
gonna play the placeholder of the...
The design... Uy, por favor. Guys, I'm sorry I was like that during the conference, but I was really hyped.
We can
For
go out with
Zelda.
you after the stream.
Sí, después del stream vamos a salir a dar una vueltecita con él. Partido de nuevo ajustes del sistema. Cursor, idioma. Títulos. Vale, vamos allá, gente. ¿Quieres disfrutar la historia? ¿Qué difícil es, Super? ¿Te has resultado difícil? Este es para quienes disfrutan del combate. Esto es para quienes buscan enfrentamientos más exigentes. Además, permite conseguir algunas piezas de equipo más potentes.
Hombre,
Pero
¿cómo dices así?
Pero la demo también.
No es difícil, pero creo que normal es mejor.
Venga. Total, siempre si nos casamos mucho, podemos rejugarla en otro día en difícil.
¿Crees que es larga?
No lo sé. No creo que sea muy larga, ¿no? Super, que es menos de una hora, ¿no? Así. Uy. Uy, qué chulo. I mean... Parece un juego de Play 2. Con la niebla. Bueno.
What if we just cover all of this with a niebla?
Pero tutorial, controles.
Madre mía.
Joder, hostia, me ha dado. Oye, que me ha quitado vida.
Es
Tutorial.
exigente, ¿eh?
Qué asco de tío.
Guardia uno, esquivar X. Esquivar X.
Dios mío, que se llena de sangre. Joder. Supongo que... Rompe ánima. Al consumirse la barra amarilla sobre la cabeza, esto nos da ruptura. Vale, es como... Es la estamina, ¿no? Es igual que el Nioh, ¿no? Pulsa para rematarle. Usar rompeánima con un nivel aumentará tu PM máximos y rellenará los actuales. Joder, a tope. ¿Cada vez? Con R2 se consume PM. Ah, vale, vale. El PM. Y se ejecuta una destreza. Con estas puedes infligir graves daños a la vitalidad y al nivel de ruptura del rival. Siguen dos tipos de destrezas, las cuales se usan con R2 y son propias de cada trabajo. Ah, o sea que hay clases y eso. Mola. Y las que enlazan con R1, ataque normal, R2, destrezas combinadas. Uy, le estoy dando al cuadrado para atacar.
Por Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Sí, seguramente.
I was attacking with R1 because of Sekiro,
Sí.
Dark Souls.
Se ataca con el R1 como en esto. Venga, Nazgul, hasta luego. Muchísimas gracias por estar por aquí.
Venga, Nazgul.
Buen
Muchas
día.
gracias.
¿A dónde tengo que ir? Corazánima. Ok. Un círculo, la pose de corazánima, la cual consumirá ruptura mientras la mantengas. Tiene durante un tiempo. Si te atacan con esta en esa posición, repelerás a los rivales de alrededor e infligirás daños de ruptura. También aumentará los PM máximos. Recuperarás R1 cuando recibes un ataque. Si pulsas
¿Es el
R1 cuando
parry?
recibes un ataque con éxito, podrás abalanzarte con un enemigo normal sobre tu rival.
Bien hecho.
Sí, es muy Nioh, mola. O sea, en cuanto pueda cambiarle la... en cuanto
At
pueda
least you are
cambiar...
getting covered in blood. Maybe if you get
En cuanto
completely
pueda cambiarle
covered.
la ropa, Goti. Destrezas inmediatas. Algunos ataques enemigos marcados con el color morado se pueden adoptar como destrezas inmediatas propias cuando se reciben con corazánima. Estas destrezas inmediatas adquiridas se ejecutan pulsado cuadrado y no consumen PM, pero son de uso limitado. O sea, tengo que cogerla primero. Au. Au. Au.
Cuidado.
Estamos como jugando al béisbol.
You just have to beat him for the tutorial. Bien hecho. No te pases.
You mean a mi casa?
A mi cuarto.
You mean me?
Por ti.
Luminiscencia. L2 y círculo. Se consumen PM si la barra de PM máximos y se desata luminiscencia. Sin embargo, esta solo se puede ejecutarse cuando tengas acumulada más de una barra de PM. En estado de luminiscencia, infliges más daño de ruptura al rival y puedes reducir el límite de su barra de ruptura. Además, cuando derrotas a un rival reduciendo su vitalidad a 0, obtienes los mismos efectos que rompeánima. Cuando desatas luminiscencia, la barra de ruptura se convierte en una propia para este estado. Esta se va consumiendo con el transcurso del tiempo. Conviene activar la luminiscencia en momentos en que ya corra riesgo de sufrir rupturas, ya que este estado le hace inmune a ellas.
Eso es Switch Pro, seguro. Qué bonito, madre mía. La verdad es que se ve muy bonito.
Uf, qué bueno. El cable. Ay, Dios. Bacon, come. No pasa nada. Guys, I'm pooping myself. Ok. Qué bonito el Breath of the Wild.
Madre
Retuitea,
mía.
por favor. No, no, eso no. No, ese no. No hay de Nintendo.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find.
Eso es Switch Pro, seguro. Qué bonito.
This falling.
What the
This, yeah, it's but see, there is like a tattoo here in
Sí.
his.
Ah, ¿sabes en lo que parece que se está convirtiendo? En una máquina, en un guardián. Tiene como la mano de un guardián. O sea, el material, el color es el mismo que un guardián.
See, that's true.
O sea, que tiene algo que ver. A lo mejor ha conseguido como demasiado poder o una cosa así. Joder, es que no me pueden gustar
There is
menos
from-
estos tres personajes.
なんならここまで迎えに来やがれ。
見学がてら行こうか。
This one.
Pero es Zelda, ¿no? ¿A qué te refieres? No, es Link. ¿La del pelo largo? Ah, bueno, puede ser, porque él no tiene el pelo largo ahí, ¿o sí?
Sí, tiene, mira.
Pero no tan largo, ¿no?
Mira.
No, pero no tan largo como las otras imágenes.
¿Tú crees? Mira, es lo mismo.
Ah, sí, tiene como una coleta o algo así. Efectos de los cubos. Toca un cubo para recuperar vitalidad y PM y rellenar pociones. En el caso de que tus PM máximos estuvieran por debajo de sus valores iniciales, se los seleccionarán hasta alcanzarlos. Ten en cuenta que los enemigos de las mazmorras también... ¿Puedes? Un segundo.
No, I'm gonna close. I'm not gonna be seeing twice. I'm not gonna, you can...
Esto en el arte del primer trailer se ve como la mano del Link se quema con la energía ancestral. Así que ahora ya lo están haciendo que Link tenga poderes con el brazo modificado. Uf, joder. Poderes de guardián, ¿no? Oh, Dios mío. Rellenar pociones. Vale, estos son los checkpoints. Checkpoints. Let's go, guys. Let's do this. Pam, 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 pam. Particularidades de los mandobles. Un mandoble es un espadón lacerante con el que puedes efectuar un ataque cargado si mantienes R1. Ah, vale. Si pulsas L1 durante la carga, el consumo de la barra de ruptura será menor y se fortalecerá la guardia. Si pulsas R1 en este estado de guardia, se convertirá en un ataque derivado. Okay. Sí, 2022 va a estar bastante bien, Joder, con Elden Ring y Breath of the Wild 2. No. Creo que Bloodborne salió el mismo año que Breath of the Wild también, ¿no? Los caballeros pueden ejecutar con R2 la destreza molino, un ataque giratorio que golpea a los rivales más cercanos. Mantener pulsado R2 prolongará el ataque y aumentará progresivamente la velocidad del giro, aunque seguirás consumiendo PM. Esta destreza puede derivar en un ataque cargado con R1. La mención del calendario. Saldrán el mismo mes. Bueno, no sabemos.
Twitch tweeted Breath of the Wild 2 reactions, GIFs only. I guess it was a joke because nobody can react indirectly.
But it was a joke?
No, I mean people will reply with GIFs, but I guess they said it because people cannot stream. But I don't know.
Destrezas de torneo, subirás nivel y ganarás puntos de trabajo. Atributos físicos, fisura, derribo. Haz estas múltiples ataques. R1, R2.
La maldición del calendario apretado en muchos juegos se extenderá a 2022.
Exacto. Haz estas múltiples ataques encadenados de corte y de munición. Pero está ya asignado esto. Ya, este año lo que me agobia, lo que me está agobiando este año es Red Dead Redemption 2. Si vamos a tener tiempo, si no... ¿Dónde está el enemigo?
Y a mí Bloodborne.
No, hombre, pero Bloodborne lo vas a jugar seguro. Death Stranding, sí, esos dos juegos, Red Dead y Death Stranding, me están agobiando un poquillo. Más Red Dead. Es que Red Dead, como jugamos nosotros, ya es largo el juego. Más como lo jugamos nosotros, no sé. Pero bueno, veremos a ver. A lo mejor no nos engancha y vamos solo por la historia, pero es que no creo. Túnica sagaz.
Bien hecho.
Cuidado, cuidado,
Venga.
cuidado, cuidado, cuidado. Venga, venga, venga. Vamos allá. ¿Dónde? Un táctil puedes equiparte con armas y de armaduras. Pulsar para optimizar la elección. Equiparte automáticamente con ventajas. Son menos nivel de pizzación, los mejores efectos y parámetros. Joder. Te da una pena. Gracias. ¡Ay! Devil May Fantasy. Muy buenas, Carlos. ¿Has visto el Nintendo Direct o qué? Oye, mira, mejor. Un poquito mejor.
Can I just turn it off?
Sí, por favor. Un poquito mejor. Nada loco, pero lo justo.
Muy buenas, Carlos.
Venga.
How was it? Hombre, no anunciaron nada. Anunciaron Metroid. Anunciaron Fatal Frame. Anunciaron... ¿Qué más? Ya está, ¿no? ¿Anuncio? Ya está.
Sí.
Fatal Frame y Metroid.
Pulsa para recuperar la mitad de una poción.
Bien hecho.
¡Au, qué cabrón!
Así sí. Para mirar un pinchacito que tenía la rueda. ¿Ah? No entiendo. What is taller?
¿Taller?
Sí.
Depende para el coche.
No lo sé. ¿Es de coche? Era mirar un pinchacito que tenía la rueda, que perdía aire. Vale. Because you said before, llegar del examen y del taller. Vale.
¿No sabía que tenías coche, Carlos?
Bien hecho, Carlos. El examen. And you solved it then already, the thing of the car.
El facherito voy con
Bien
mi
hecho.
Nissan. Bien hecho. El máximo de la rotura de los brotes oscuros, derrotando a los enemigos. Tiene el efecto este Nioh, que es que los enemigos no reaccionan a tus ataques. O sea, le estoy dando con un espadón de este tamaño a un enemigo y le da igual y me golpea igualmente.
Mira a ver su
siempre-
túnica que no he visto.
¿Es esta? Es lo que llevo.
He's so normcore.
¿Es qué?
He's so normcore.
Sí.
Vale, no me caso nada con...
No me caso nada con
Con su
ninguno de los
diseño.
tres. Con ninguno de los tres.
And it's the same as the other one now. Now you're a copy. Mira.
Es verdad. Joder. Y me han dado una espada, pero era la misma espada.
Jesus, why you will put in the demo the things just like the other?
No, yo creo que esto es una demo muy demo. O sea, me refiero...
The bacon. In the end, we didn't go because I called there to try to mark for tomorrow, and a guy picked it up, and then I said, "Hi, would you mind to speak in English?" He said, "No, call it in 10 minutes." And then I said, "Okay, thank you." He said, "No," and I said, "I send an email because I send an email too if it's easier." He said, "Okay, bye, thank you." Vale. And then I sent another email saying we were canceling because Danny had OT at work, and we would not go. Yeah, we already had the appointments with this guy, and I think he understands English because I already talked with him and he understands. But since he doesn't speak very well, he doesn't really want to. And I understand. But the thing is that he gets super rude, you know. And it happened before with Bacon of us not understanding what he was saying. He was the first one that recommended Bacon to go to the oculista. And he got kinda mad. And then I asked the help of the receptionist, and she helped. She was really nice and everything. But he always is there, super like practical, doing a lot of stuff, and he doesn't really need to speak English. So I guess I understand that he gets like that. And because then Dani suggested that we can just go to a place, because it's not the vet that we usually go. She just made an appointment with another one in the same clinic. And then we... aunque no lo entiendas, no hace falta ser así, básicamente.
Claro, sí.
Yeah, because the first vet that Bacon had here in Poland, it was a couple that they did not speak English at all. But then we used to get there and they were like, okay, what is happening? And we were with keywords saying what Bacon had, and they were so nice that they were trying to explain stuff, and even in Polish, but with the keywords could get one thing here and there with the translator, and then in the end with the prescription they would say the numbers and I would do it. And it worked. It worked fine, like for 1 year. And but it's super far from here. So when you actually want to do it, you can. And then I was a client for 1 year when I was close to them, and they were super nice, and I recommended to other people. So, but then if you are not willing to, it's okay. It's his choice to do that. But then, like Dani said, since we'll have to go to another vet anyway, it's better to get one that is closer, because there is one that we can go walking or by bike. So we are gonna go tomorrow after the shift, because Dani goes to the office. So when he arrives from the office, I'll see the address and what time they are open, and we'll go up. Yeah, because it's always good to have a vet close by, because if something happens, it's good to have a place that it's not to go by train or bus, because we don't like to get Uber here, because sometimes they don't accept dogs, or they get really mad, or they even don't pick it up. When they see that you have a dog, they go. It happened already with me. And I cannot say in the app that we have dogs, so I avoid as much as I can. We did for the surgery, but I avoid as much as I can. Pero Bacon está bem, não é la comida e algum vômito. Yeah, it happened once only of him vomiting, but it coincided, you know, with the day that I forgot to give his medicine for the reflux. So it was probably that. I told the vet that the vomit probably wasn't even related with this, because it was right the meal where I forgot to give, because he takes the medicine every meal before the meal, and I forgot to give him this day. When I forgot, he vomited just after. So it's only that he doesn't want the food anymore, and we put the thing that Marco said, a little bit of olive oil, and he eats. And now he's eaten even without it. He takes a lot of time, like much less than before that he was desperate eating, but he eats. So this is fine. The only thing is that his breath, his mouth is smelling really bad. Since this started, since that he started denying the food. So I don't know if it's related, if it's a tooth or something, you know? Or if it's because of the reflux. So I don't know exactly. So to check this thing of the breath, and also the food, if we should change the food or something, it's why we are going, just to make sure everything is okay. But what is sarro?
Sarro en la boca is, I think it's the white thing, you know, that we have to.
Like maybe it's tartaro in Portuguese. That yellow thing that it's in the that forms in the yeah, he does. It's the yellow ones, like that the bacteria form the placa. Yeah, he does. Yeah, las placas. He does have, especially in the big ones. And then I started because these started. It's been already a month or something that I noticed that his placas were really big and his breath was a bit bad. And then I bought a treat that it's I can show you that it's to give pues le hará falta una limpieza en la boca. Puede ser que duela un poco y por eso no quería comer. But then the vet told, don't buy these things for him to clean the teeth, like these sticks, this stuff. Don't give him those things for him to clean the placas. And then we stopped buying it, and then we didn't buy anything like that. So that's why I was afraid it was something with the teeth. Yeah, so falta una limpieza. And even for the limpieza, he needs to be with anesthesia, because how do they do? Yeah, it makes sense because in the first days he was not eating at all. He was putting in the mouth and putting it back, so maybe it was hurting a lot and now it's better.
¿Cuándo es el evento de Sony? ¿Es el mes que viene? ¿Super? No sé por qué sigue la música del combate, se mata a todos. Supongo que hay gente por aquí fuera.
Yeah, it makes sense, Carlos, because he has 7 already and he never did something like that. Sí, bajo anestesia.
Pam, 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 pam.
Ah, vale. Que algo hacen. ¿Qué decías, a Super?
Perdón. La conferencia de Sony, ¿cuándo es?
No hay fecha aún. Oh, mira. Se recomienda dentro de cada perro diferente. Una vez al año. Yeah, and they can never do it, so it's probably something like that. Because this is the only 2 things he's having. And now he's eating and he's playing fine, he's sleeping fine, everything is okay. He didn't vomit again since I'm giving all the medicine fine.
Se rumorea 2 semanas así. Vale. Gracias, Super.
Thank you, Carlos. Yeah, so we are gonna try to go tomorrow, maybe after the shift, and see what they say. I don't know if we can schedule directly with a dentista or something. Maybe I should look for that instead of going to an emergency or something to be forward to a dentist anyway. ¿Qué te está pareciendo la demo?
Está entretenida. Está entretenido, ¿no? Lo pillas al combate, no me flipa, pero bueno. Supongo que es acostumbrarse también.
Yes, I'll tell you, Carlos, thank you. Es entretenido el juego, sí, no flipa.
Sí, está bien.
No me gusta nada la ambientación.
Sí, la paleta de colores es, sí, o sea, una cosa horrible.
Like
sosa.
Everything
Sí,
is sepia.
sí. Es feísimo. Luego golpeas a los enemigos y da igual. O sea, incluso estos duendecillos los golpeas y Y da igual.
¿Sabes quién ya ha aprendido algún combo con Remuerto?
Bien hecho.
Every time I think of Guilty Gear, give me a bajona because I'm not trained.
Sí, es que el juego es feo. Y es Final Fantasy es raro. Sí, exacto. Es muy... O sea, es que... ¿Por qué? O sea,
Es muy
no hay
feo.
cielo. No hay de ahí dos nubes.
Everything is black and
Todo
this...
es gris, verde... Gris verdoso, así... Feo.
Sí,
O sea, es
un
feo.
gris feo. Es un gris verde. That's
Sí,
true.
no entiendo muy bien.
That's true.
No entiendo muy bien. ¿Por qué? Con lo bonito es que solo el Final Fantasy siempre. No entiendo muy bien. Pero bueno, es que esto no es Koei Tecmo. Esto es más... Yo lo veo más como un Nioh. Y sí que... Incluso Nioh, la verdad es que los escenarios no son ninguna maravilla. Pero, joder. Son un pelín mejor que esto. Esto está... Pero bueno, veremos a ver. A este juego aún le quedaba, ¿no? ¿Cuándo salía esto? No me acuerdo.
He jugado online ya. Me pusieron en la planta 2 y gané un combate. Y me pusieron en la 3 y me pegaron una paliza.
Sabes que
This
puedes ir a
sounds very
cualquier planta, la
accurate.
que quieras. No hace falta que, pues si quieres luchar con gente que tiene más nivel o lo que sea para aprender, puedes ir a la planta que quieras.
But
Lo
you
que no
cannot
puede
go
ir,
down, right?
sí, lo que no puede ir es la gente de las plantas arriba a abajo. O sea, según vayas subiendo no podrás ir a las plantas de abajo.
Sí.
Sí, esto es un alfa, sí, esto es... No sé por qué lo han puesto, la verdad. Supongo que para tener algo que... Porque esto está... Madre mía. Mira, otra arma. Ya puedes disfrutar de cambios de arquetipos. A partir de ahora podrás cambiarlos pulsando triángulo. Pero ten en cuenta que cada uno de esos tiene sus propias barras de ruptura. Cuando quieras configurar arquetipos...
Gordy, it's still 40.
Ah, mira, un arma más rápida. Las mazas son armas demoledoras y especializadas en causar daños de ruptura. Son más rápidas y versátiles que los mandobles, ya que también pueden equiparse con escudos. Si mantienes R1, puedes realizar un ataque de carga, un plan ataque normal. Vale, combos, sin más.
Madre mía, narcisista.
¿Cómo? ¿Me dice tag a mí mismo?
He wanted
Ah,
to
vale.
put only bacon because bacon show up
Madre
here.
mía. Solo por estar cerca de Bacon, qué
Sí,
tío,
claro.
chaval. Por estar en el mismo mensaje.
Carlos, thank you for always liking and retweeting
Sí,
the notifications
que
of
sí.
the stream.
muchísimas gracias.
And everyone that does, thank you. Es que en BTTV no puedes spamear el icono. Si cierras una vez, clicas en...
Sí.
Ah,
Sí, es un
bien
poco
dicho.
monger.
Muchas gracias, Carlos.
Ah, ahora puedo cambiar.
Pero si mueves la barra de sitio, ya no se cierra. Oh, yeah. Pro tips. Life hacks.
Oh, what the frick? ¿De atrás? No veo nada. Uf. Vale,
No,
perfecto.
Salvador. For some people, won't give free. Salvador would say it's too strong. If we had a Zelda collection.
Me da una rabia cuando los enemigos no
reaccionan.
no reaccionan. Venga, explota. Me ha matado por la explosión. ¡Qué grande!
Qué
Grande.
bonito este juego, madre mía.
¡Qué chulo!
Resident Clank.
Nintendo no fue el salvador del E3 para nada. Para absolutamente nada. Fue el salvador del E3. O sea, no ha sido ni de cerca la mejor conferencia.
You saw the new episode, Carlos. Twitter está peleando ahorita. Muchos dicen que sí. Otros están queriendo quemar internet. The new episode. It's in paper.
Perdona, no estoy leyendo ni escuchando. Joder. No me gusta nada el combate de eso. Cada vez me gusta menos.
¿Has cambiado el arma?
Sí, cambia el arma.
Yes. I really like this one. The song. I love that song. ¿Ah, sí? ¿Has creado un nuevo canal de mascotas o Pablo ha hecho?
Pablo lo ha hecho.
¡Ay, qué grande!
Bueno, supongo que es Pablo porque es el único que puede crear.
¡Qué grande! Bien hecho.
Sí, hay un canal de mascotas.
Bien hecho.
Ha puesto dos fotos además ya. ¿Habéis mandado ya mascotas ahí? Maldita sea. Que si toco esto se reinician los enemigos. Supongo que sí. Pom, pam. Liberas poder mágico.
Bien. Ay, puse un tigre. Ay, muy bien. I was just seeing this super. Uf, qué
Bien
bonito, Dios mío.
Ya, ¿eh? Sí. Pero vamos, nada que nos supiésemos.
Sí, claro.
Joder, el combate con estos enemigos es un coñazo. Pero un coñazo.
Mira el brazo. But this is the armor. This is Link plays deeper. Check his fingers.
O sea, la movida de estos enemigos es que hacen fuego y no te puedes acercar a ellos. O sea... escalera esperando.
Sí,
Esperador.
claro.
Sí, esperador.
Y Haku opens these trash bin that the Don Tigre is on it.
Sí.
Haku opens it. And
Sí.
Don Tigre también.
Ah.
To take if there is lagostin
Sí,
inside
si no hay
from
na-
Christmas.
si no hay nadie.
I hope. Oh. Ay, qué guapa. Ay.
Orejotas.
Carlos, madre mía. Llena. Ay, qué bonito. Ay, mira que se ve como bacon. Ay, qué pupilla. Con la bandana. Ay, Dios. Ay, unas patitas no me juegas.
Ay, Dios. ¿Quién es?
De Carlos.
Puncha.
Puncha.
Qué
Ay,
grande.
Dios, qué grande.
Es una bolita como bacon.
Sí. Sí, Discord es muy pesado con los tamaños. We want to try this Discord whatever premium purchase.
Es verdad, hay que hacerlo. Era en...
Puncha se lee, aunque sea una X.
Puncha. Ah, vale.
Puncha. And how did you read before?
Puncha.
Puncha.
Pero vamos, que no es español eso.
Puncha.
Puncha. Nosotros decimos la X como CH.
If it was in Portuguese, would be punxa
O sea.
or puncha. Maybe puncha. It depends how we use the X. It's kind of weird. Significa como plasta. Alguien que le gusta molestar en valenciano.
¿En serio? Ah, no sabía que era.
Puncha.
Pum, pam, taran, taran.
And the other ones don't do anything? Or
Sí,
they do
sí,
when
sí
there are
hacen.
more enemies?
Sí hacen, ahora no. Pero sí que pelean. Cuando hay más enemigos.
Por ejemplo, Javi es un puncha.
Ah,
Todo el
vale,
día
vale, ahora lo entiendo.
mareándome.
Ahora lo entiendo.
You can say that, mareándome, when someone is annoying.
Sí. Y tenemos una expresión que es marear la perdiz. Cuando no sabes, no decides nada.
What is perdiz?
Perdiz es un pájaro. La verdad es que era...
He didn't do anything. He went there and nivel de trabajo.
Sí, es como las clases. Sáteto. Joder, era difícil hacer un... Corazamina a la vez. ¿Por qué me sale esto ahora? Hacer un Nioh más soso, pero lo he conseguido. Me quito el sombrero. Estoy pasando por este juego como podría estar
¿No quieres
tomando
dejarlo?
tomando pan, viendo una serie. Bueno, ni eso. No, o sea, me refiero que está bien, está bien. Si sale en un mes que no tenemos nada que jugar o lo que sea, incluso le daría una vuelta y eso. Porque tengo curiosidad porque...
Which is not the option, which is not the case.
Bueno, no sabemos porque no sabemos cuándo sale. Pero...
Yeah,
Oh,
what I
fuck,
mean
he
is that
caído.
we can have
Oh,
games
mierda,
for
me he
the
caído
whole
al
year.
principio. Pero creo que esto no son. Me he caído, no me lo puedo creer.
Un atajo, pero al revés.
No me lo puedo creer. Me he caído al principio del juego y ahora tengo que volver.
Exactly that, Carlos.
Creo que me voy a matar para
Pues,
volver al punto ese.
Y el canal de mascotas es perfecto.
Voy a intentar pasar corriendo. No me lo puedo creer. Han hecho un Miyazaki al revés. Han puesto una zona en la que te caes y vuelves al principio de la demo y tienes que volver corriendo todo. Wow.
Dios mío, si el juego es...
No, aún me queda muchísimo. No, este 3 ha sido una mierda. A ver si me muero con suerte. Vale. Estaba viendo el final del stream de A Night y vuelvo aún más deprimido de lo que estaba. Ha sido un E3 un poco duro. La verdad es que ha sido un poco mierda, sí. Y qué pena que haya sido una mierda el E3 de Elden Ring, ¿no? Pero bueno.
It's gonna be the E3 of only Elden Ring, because we always say, oh no, this game that it was announced in that E3, it's gonna be only Elden Ring.
Sí.
That we had the trailer of Elden Ring, of the gameplay of Elden Ring with Fecha. That's it.
Oye, ¿qué ha pasado? ¿He vuelto? ¿Pero qué pasa, Pablo? ¿Te han venido más abajo incluso o qué? En A Night. Estaba, supongo que... No entiendo nada. O sea, ¿cómo pasando tan pocas cosas en la pantalla puede ser tan confuso? No lo entiendo. Hay demasiado destello y demasiadas cosas. O sea, estás peleando contra un enemigo y no ves nada.
Estaban abajísimo.
Estaba bajísimo, claro. No sé dónde estoy. Me he perdido. Creo que en algún momento he dado la vuelta.
It was in the back. Madre mía, you went really far.
Creo que he dado la vuelta. En algún momento me he dado la vuelta y no sé... En algún momento he dado la vuelta y no sé dónde. La verdad es que mis compañeros no hacen mucho daño.
No, and they just they go close, defend themselves, and not do anything.
Estaban abajísimo. Claro. Es que ha sido bastante decepcionante este. O sea, me refiero al tráiler que han hecho de Breath of the Wild. O sea, ha sido demasiado. Hay que enseñar algo, ¿sabes? Hay que enseñar algo. Da igual. Haz un tráiler, porque hay que enseñar algo. Apaga el fuego con agua.
That fire.
Ah, esto. Eso mola. Ah,
But is
y ahora
that
puedo
fire
pasar por
there,
ahí.
right?
Bien hecho. O sea, que sí, que el juego tiene cosas. Es un poco como Nioh. Es que se puede jugar. No es tan malo como para no jugarlo. Pero tampoco es que tenga prioridad sobre nada. Voy a jugar un rato a las monas chinas.
Bien hecho.
Venga, hasta luego. Aunque
Buena suerte.
hoy no vamos a estar mucho, Carlos. Hoy a las 10 cerraremos seguramente. Que hemos abierto antes y además mañana madrugamos infinito. Pero bueno, supongo que a lo mejor te da tiempo. Me acordaba que en la foto de Yuna se ven todos mis apuntes de carrera hechos un desastre. Hombre, cuidado con información delicada, por favor. Es un cactilio eso. Pulsa triángulo justo después de golpear. Ah, mira, para cambiar destreza, cancelar los combinados y jugar a velocidad a la hora de cambiar. Arquetipos preferidos. También puedes cancelar acciones. ¿Cuánto mueves? Ah, puedes cambiar entre arquetipos. Eso mola. Au.
No tienes que... You cannot use aqua on them.
Sí, lo acabo de usar.
Ah, perdón. There are like two enemies. This one's and the one's of There are two enemies.
¿Hay enemigos? ¿Por qué sigue la música? Y la música, joder, Poco. Ay, Dios mío. Máscara arcana, 6. Y es igual que Nioh, que tienes... Mira, un arma mejor. Tienes loot para aburrir. Es básicamente un diablo. Pero, joder, es que tiene que cambiar un poco estos diseños de... Estos diseños de niveles, Dios mío. Es que es la cosa más triste. Joder, madre mía, qué bajona, Dios. Vocaciones. Al usar armas y piezas, armaduras con afinidad de trabajo, más experiencia. Seguro que luego tiene profundidad y eso. Igual que Nioh. Pero es que nunca me llegó a enganchar lo suficiente como para profundizar en ellas. Te dan el mismo arma, pero de más nivel. Bajón. Ok. Está dicho que se podían llevar con casco, con escudos, pero no tengo. Entonces... Supongo que tiene cosas para la magia. ¡Oh! Ok. Ok. No, ya llevo la demás.
What? Why you put one and take the other one?
No sé, pero me gusta más. Con la armadura. No puedo llevar esto... Perdón, no puedo llevar esto con pantalones, ¿no? Supongo.
Ah, no, que ya tiene pantalones.
Claro. Ok. Ok. O sea, que seguro es igual que Nioh, que seguro al final te puedes hacer un personaje que mola y eso. Pero... si lo demás no acompaña... observar.
It was supposed to be the scope of this new area, and this is just the same design.
Ah, no, esto es la cámara para mirar. Joder. Ok. Menuda hostia me ha dado el perro, ¿no? Dios mío, me ha dejado tiritando.
Lo de la magia está bastante bien.
Sí, ¿no? Sí, supongo que ahí está un poco la gracia también. Pero me está dando unas... La cosa es que se parece mucho a Nioh, pero para mí es peor el combate al menos. Pero bueno, supongo que es una demo y más adelante también. Pero Nioh me gustó... O sea, Nioh lo jugué porque me gustó tanto la ambientación y el diseño de las armaduras y eso que dio al menos para jugarlo, pero este no sé. Botas sombrías. Muy, muy parecida a Nioh. En mi opinión, un poco demasiado. Y esto, madre mía, parece un personaje del juego este que jugamos. El anime de Dark Souls. ¿Sabes? Sí, el juego que jugamos. Que aún pienso que lo pasaríamos bien si lo jugásemos los dos, ¿eh?
Ah, Cold Vein.
Code Vein, sí. Pero... No me resulta muy satisfactorio el combate. Joder, ahí va a estar lleno de gente, ¿no? ¿Su qué? en tu pie. Don't leave me. Es que esa colita, Orni. ¡Ay, Dios! Pero... ¡Ay, Dios! Aquí es donde decía Super que estaba el... Aquí es donde está el... Joder, el Locon es un... desastre. Menos mal que me ha recordado lo del esto. Lo del super mode este, porque estaba ya... Porque me ha salvado toda la vida. También lo estoy jugando justo después del bajón del Nintendo Direct, entonces pues también, eso también influye. Pam 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 pam. No, it's okay. Uf, mira, esto ya va molando más, pero es nivel 5. Es bastante peor. Qué pena, porque mola más. Tiene más suerte, tiene más interés. Pam, pam, pam. De Medium PlayStation 5, 3 de septiembre. Oye, cuidado con eso, ¿eh? Revisitar de Medium jugándolo bien en una plataforma que puede... que lo tire. Cuidado con eso, ¿eh? Puede estar bien. Nivel 9. ¿Te marca en algún sitio que es de todo cuerpo? Uf, qué grande. Esto ya va molando más. Aún es un poco monger el personaje, pero bueno. Es que es... Madre mía, la luz es muy rara, ¿no? Es como muy oscuro el juego, pero mal. Personaje que aparece volando al principio del tráiler Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. Pensé que era Zelda. Ah. No, era Link. Es una versión de Link o algo así. Sí, es como... Es que yo creo que es como un Link más mayor, ¿no? Porque por el tema de que es después del Breath of the Wild. Porque tiene el pelo más largo y eso. ¿Ah, sí? Puede ser. What? Take it with a glass? It's not what? Estás bloqueado un nuevo trabajo. Puedes bloquear... No me ha gustado nada el trabajo el trabajo de la espada. A ver si lo podemos cambiar. Este. Es que la espada esa es feísima. Vamos a probar el lancero. Pues por lo que veo están tomando cientos de ideas descartadas para este Zelda. Una de las ideas es que hubiera UFOs. Así que he puesto lo que sea que habrá UFOs. ¿UFOs? ¿A qué te refieres exactamente? Parece que están tomando... Yo solo espero que regresen los templos. Se están cumpliendo el ciclo de los Zeldas. ¿El ciclo de los Zeldas? ¿A qué te refieres, Rox? Me sonaba como a ovnis. Pero... Las lanzas son armas largas que permiten efectuar acometidas, ¿no? R1. para realizar un ataque de este tipo, mientras que atrás R1 puedes realizar aplastamiento o emplear R1 a los lados para machacar rivales. También es posible combinar ciertos ataques enlazándolos con una serie de ataques normales. Tornando estos distintos ataques podrán un punto débil. Los lanceros. ¡Oh, qué grande! Pueden ejecutar con R2 la destreza Furia Estada. Además de atacar a larga distancia, mantén pulsado R2 para cargar el ataque. A mayor carga, mayor efectividad. No. Uf, casi me caigo. Ah, que cada trabajo tiene su propia ropa. What the hell? Ah, están cogiendo ideas que descartaron para Breath of the Wild, ¿o qué? Puedes usar escaleras para llegar antes a ciertas zonas. Es un pasadizo. Ay, Dios. No puede ser más Nioh esto, Dios. Han cogido Nioh y le han puesto una skin, entre comillas. A priori parece que habrá verticalidad porque hay como unas islas flotantes. Sí lo han dicho, ¿no? Lo de la isla del medio que sale flotando. Ha dicho... Bueno, la traducción ha dicho Breath of the Wild funcionará... ¿Cómo ha dicho exactamente? En el aire, una cosa así. Lo que veo ahora hay islas flotantes, por eso puedes atravesar estructuras, ayudar a escalar. ¿Se podrá volar? ¿Volar? En plan, no parabela, no creo, ¿no? Porque han enseñado la parabela. O sea que... Esto supongo que es el boss final de la demo. Que nos va a matar seguramente. Windows 11 F. Ay, Dios. Todos son malas noticias hoy. Todos son malas noticias. Ay, Dios, que acabo de instalar el 10 en este ordenador. No. A lo mejor está mejor optimizado. Pero no creo. Joder, menuda cacho. Mira que la... Mira que la lanza... Mira que la espada es mala, pero la lanza... Joder. Nada, nada. Cambia, cambia. Cambia, cambia, cambia. No quiero líos. Qué desastre, por Dios. No, 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 no. A ver, no me has entendido. ¿Esto es tan mío? Ay, murciélagos boxeadores. Ay, Dios mío. Bien hecho. Uy. Wow. Bien hecho. Enhorabuena, Marco. Aunque tú en sí no hayas hecho nada, pero enhorabuena por tu equipo. ¿Pero es el mundial? ¿Es este año mundial o no? ¿O son preparatorias para el mundial? Clasificatorias. Como este sea el camino al boss, me voy a venir abajísimo. Ajá. Ah, vale, vale. Eurocopa, vale. Gracias. La interfaz es fea. Ya intentaron hacerse un Windows 8.1 y la cagaron intentando hacer un Windows Tablet. Por eso, en el 10 regresaron a la interfaz normal. Oh, joder, qué bajón. No, no, yo paso. Yo paso a instalarme eso. Yo paso, pero vamos, totalmente de instalarme eso. Como no hay aquí un punto de guardado, me voy a venir muy abajo. Manto umbrío. What is the game? The game is Final Fantasy. Joder. Madre mía. Final Fantasy. How is it called? No. Strangers of Paradise Final Fantasy Origins. Es un juego de un RPG de acción basado en el universo de Final Fantasy 1. Pobre Final Fantasy 1, también te digo. Es una demo para Play 5, te la puedes descargar y jugarlo si quieres, Marco. Mira, incluso mira, la animación del dash es la misma que la del Nioh. ¿Cómo así gratis? Sí, sí. La anunciaron ayer. Que salía esta demo. But for free. But really free. I'm going to download it. Yeah, hold on. hay que reírse porque es que si no. Ay, qué grande. No puedo ver nada. No veo nada. Madre mía, qué juego. Dios mío. Hay que escuchar a Super P, porque menos mal que no he jugado esto en difícil, madre mía. No lo acabo esto en difícil. Madre mía. Están enseñando Stories 2 gameplay. Catarina, por favor. Acabo de mandar Super el enlace. ¿Qué? No tengo ni idea. Creo que es esta mierda que no para de crear enemigos, ¿no? Ruptura ya. Cuando la barra de ruptura ya se consuma, están en estado, sean capaces de defenderse temporalmente. ¿Le da todos sus destrezas? Vale. Vamos a... No. What the fuck? Y la música, Dios mío. Joder, es que es muy duro este juego. Muy duro. Ojo, Dani, para alegrar un poco el día o arruinarlo más. ¿Qué dices? ¿Lo de Stories 2, Rox? A ver, voy a ponerlo aquí. Dame un segundo. No es live.
Is that most of my party members are actually monsters. So here I'm actually over to the new Bulldrome so that we can see what he's like in the field. And he's hopefully going to have some fun out here with me as we get rolling. As we head out of the village, you'll notice that I get the option of choosing to head out in the afternoon or the evening. So for the sake of this segment, we're going to stick with afternoon departure times, but I do encourage folks who are watching when you're playing this yourself.
No se puede. Ah, vale, pensé que no se podía. Voy a dejar incluso la voz del vídeo, ¿vale? Y voy a bajar el volumen del juego.
And before we get rolling here, I'll just take a little bit of a scan around so you can see the environment. There are a lot of different spots here in my island home that I've already visited over the course of the demo. Some other places I haven't
trial
quite
version
been yet.
Yeah, Marco.
Here behind me, you can see Navarro is on the back of the Bulldrome I just hatched. And there's Kana and her monster companion as well. And we'll do a little bit of exploring here. So when it comes to collecting materials, some like this over here, pretty easy to spot, not a problem to grab that.
Qué
Other
bonito es
materials
este
are gonna be
juego,
a lot
Dios.
harder to find, especially when you're thinking about
I
insects.
thought it was the
some of
full
really small
game. No.
collectibles.
How are they
You're
gonna
definitely
give the
wanna
full
dig
game
into
for
these
free?
environments to find all the goodies so that you can
Put it
craft
there
your
so
heart's
you can see it
content.
too.
And while you're doing that,
Maybe.
you want to be careful of the monsters.
I just wanted to say, like, we've gotten a chance to see you run around out here before, and I love how alive the environment is, and your point about spotting those items you can pick up. There's like so much detail to spot, and it really rewards you if you're that person that loves exploring every nook and cranny, these big open spaces.
And to jump on that point, I was thinking about, coming from the
Qué
Monster
pesado.
Hunter side, I'm a fan, right? So I think regardless if you are a Monster Hunter fan existing, like a current one that's just really into Monster Hunter, or if you're not into Monster Hunter at all, and
Va
you're
encima
interested
de
in
un
games
jabalí.
I think this is
Qué
actually a
gordito.
really good game for
Ay.
you to pick up and just to understand the world.
Yep.
Even the cycle of going out,
El
finding
pro-
stuff,
el
and
prota-
then
la
coming
protagonista
back
no
and
puede molar
crafting,
más.
all of those things,
Maldita
that whole
sea,
cycle
Joder,
still
qué
applies,
bajona.
Yep.
Ahora va a haber
So
que
again,
comprar este
great first
juego.
point of entry in the series.
Ooh, and
Y
I
el
wasn't going to talk
Zelda.
about these just yet, but we kind of lucked out here.
Hombre,
See
no,
that
este
gold
todavía,
pile of
porque
rocks
lo
up
podemos
ahead?
conseguir barato.
That is a
Para PC.
rare monster den, and it is going to kill me that I can't go in here right now because it's not on the plan for our segment.
We know about your completionist tendency.
Okay, so I can talk about it at least. So monster dens are a really fantastic place to go if you want to fight new monsters, hopefully find some eggs and build out your party. Some of the dens are
Que supongo que
persistent
es
on the map,
el jefe
others
final.
are either rare, like this beautiful
Right.
gold one that's taunting me over here, or they only appear under very specific circumstances. So normally when you play, hit those up every time you see them because that is the best way to level up your party and also build up your party with new monsters.
Sure, we can't just take a peek in there?
I don't want to, but I feel like I'll run out of time if I do.
Yeah.
Also over here,
Madre mía, qué
just to take a look
bajona el
out,
design
and
de
we
los
noticed
armaduras
this
de ese juego.
earlier. Monsters appear in the field, so I can choose whether or not
Jesus,
to
how can
interact
you
with
do
them,
something
whether or
with
not to engage
no
with
Ver
them.
el-
personality
Again,
at
if I
all?
was just playing this
Ay,
normally,
no,
I would
seguro
be
que al
running
final
after
hay
every
armaduras
single
que
one of
molan,
these
pero
monsters.
desde
You
luego
can't hit a
las
fight,
disponibles en la
but
demo.
I have a lot to cover here, so I'm not
Joder.
gonna do that this time.
I know it
Some of the
hurts
Vamos con el
monsters-
jefe final.
I know.
Ay, qué perito.
Some
Ay,
of the
por
guys up
favor,
there
soy
were
un
herbivores, so
perito.
they pretty much leave me alone. But these guys are a little bit
Ay,
more
qué pesadito
complicated. They're
soy.
hostile. They're gonna come at me.
Mhm.
So I'm actually gonna use Bullroom's dash move and see if I can time this right to sneak by
Estos
them.
enemigos que
You got
emiten
this.
una aura maligna no pueden
That guy's
bloquearse
crossing
usando
my
guardia.
path.
Asegúrate de
Okay,
esquivarlos o
clustered
de
up.
alejarte
So
lo
this
suficiente
is
para no recibir
one of the
daños.
interesting things about. Let's do it.
You got it.
Oh,
Come on, Bull.
go Bulldrum.
Sneaking through.
There we go. Okay, he's not easy to turn.
The animation of
You just
running is just
kinda
like Monster
go.
Hunter Rise.
¿Cuál?
The running with the
I think we're good. I'm just
thing
gonna-
is as horrible as
Here we
Monster
go.
Hunter
Okay,
Rise.
straight away here.
The character does like that.
We absolutely
Nice.
want to think. Oh, there we go. We want to think about
Mira,
party
te
strategy
cara-
when it comes to monsters in battle, and
Pero
we'll get
bueno.
into that in a
Joder,
bit.
qué horrible.
But these traversal skills are also really important,
Mhm.
especially this early in the game. I've noticed a lot of places that I can't get to quite yet. Maybe I'd need to swim or I'd need to climb, but I don't have a monster that can do that.
Yeah.
Me
So
queda,
I want to
Es-
think about
se
which
me está
monsters
haciendo
have
largo
the
esto.
skills that I want to use to
Yeah, I don't
navigate
understand
the
why I
environment,
watched
and
you
then
try.
also who I want to have in battle.
Yeah, I love that both sides of things. Like, you definitely. I mean, battles are a big thing, obviously.
Not
as we're
even
gonna
the
see,
gold
but I
shines.
love that you're also considering
It's everything
what
is
type of
sepia.
environment am
Mira,
I in, what
how
particular
is
Jefe final,
possible?
abilities
jefe
does,
Everything
final,
has
por lo
a
menos.
sepia
have,
filter.
¿O no?
Vines.
Even the red
and
is sepia.
building that up.
And
All
actually,
the
that's
colors
the reason
sepia
that I
game.
swapped
becomes
back
one
over to
color.
Renmar here. So Bulldrum was great with that dash ability for getting by those monsters, but he's still a level 1. He doesn't have much experience under his belt. Renmar is really nicely leveled, so as we get into a fight here, I want him
let's
to
get
lead.
into a fight
Oh,
He'll be
here.
the first
Oh, boy.
monster into battle.
Here we go.
Mira.
Start talking
Se
about
viene.
battle strategy.
Ah, Jesus, no, don't put this
Oh,
effect.
nice. Okay,
Tell
so
me
it's
I
not
can
the
take
bomb.
this effect.
So to start it off here, I'm going to keep it with really basic attacks so we can just walk through some of the really ground level mechanics before we go further. The first important thing to know about this game is I really only have control over myself. I don't pick the actions for my full party. If you take a look at the lower edge of the screen there, I can see what each of my teammates is going to do. If I get a high enough kinship bonus going with my monster, I could maybe tell the monster what to do, but beyond that, really, I'm paying attention to what my teammates are doing so I can strategize around them. And the next really key element to combat is this kind of rock, paper, scissor mechanic. And you can see an indicator on the left side of the screen that is a helpful reminder there. So essentially, power beats technical, technical beats speed, speed beats power.
I love that icon triangle because I would totally forget that. Yeah, it's color-coded.
It's a handy reminder, and for me, it's actually my attack option because I can do all 3 kinds of attacks. And I'm gonna focus the Kuliyaku because he'll be nice and burly and a good practice monster. I know he is generally speaking a technical type, so I'm going with a nice simple power attack with my sword. So when it comes to monsters and their attack types, different monsters have kind of a predisposition toward certain types. So Kuliyaku tends to throw out technical attacks. Renmar tends to throw out speed attacks, but I can't necessarily guarantee that. So I have to allow for a little bit of uncertainty here. Plan a team that's going to have some good flexibility, and also just pay attention to what's going on. This is not a game where I can just button mash my way through.
Right.
And here you see there's some bright lines connecting me to the two monsters. That means that both of them have decided to target me for their next attack. And another interesting place where the rock, paper, scissors mechanic goes in is if I choose to attack Kuliaku and I have the power advantage over what's hopefully a technical attack that Kuliaku throws out, I'm going to do more damage. Okay, and good, it did throw a technical out.
Nice.
There you can see my power attack beat the technical. So I did a nice chunk of damage. My kinship meter, which is the little blue circle between me and my monster, got filled up. You really want to do your best to optimize those opportunities. Pay attention to the move types. Also pay attention to how monsters change up their move types. And that's something that you definitely see in any Monster Hunter game. You can't just assume what's going to happen with a monster. And here, Kuliaku picked up a rock. So,
And JC, like I know when we've seen Sam do some battling before, and I love those things you called out that were like, oh yeah, I've seen this. Like this is familiar to me, right? From being an experienced Monster Hunter player.
So funny. It's actually the first thing I was like, oh, he picked up a rock. That's right. He also picked up a rock in Monster Hunter Rise, and if you see a rock, you want to do like a blunt, like attack in the front, or you just want to like, see, like it's all there. All of this knowledge is all the same. So again, a great way to prep folks. So again, if you're a Monster Hunter fan like me, you'll recognize a lot of the things. They pulled like really clever details like that. Like breaking parts, and you see the monster get knocked over, and you're like, this is like everyone kind of is super excited when they see a monster get knocked over, because like this is the time for you to do damage.
And that was interesting, actually. I was going to smash the rock with a hammer, but Ranmar actually did the job for me. I think it was Ranmar or Avmar. They did an attack and knocked the monster prone.
Este Monster Hunter, y es Monster Hunter. No puede molar más.
Doing work, man. Now I can attack the monster. They're downed. So all of my attacks are going to be crits. But if I take a look at the icons that are above the monster there's a line, a little red dash through the bludgeoning damage type. So my hammer's not a good choice, and I'm going to swap back to my sword because I was having good luck with slashing. Yes. I mean, look at this thing. It's awesome. It's huge. And it's flashy. It's stylish.
Qué grande. Uf. Están jugando a la versión, no están jugando a la versión de Switch, ¿no? Porque se está petando un poquillo, pero no sé si es el directo, la verdad.
Yeah, I love the way it changes your look, and you get this whole different vibe on your character based on the gear they have equipped.
So here we're getting loads of experience, which is great for Bulldrome because he's a kiddo. He's got to grow up. Got some collectibles and monster parts, and a really important thing to pay attention to is...
A rank.
Oh, thank you. I could get S if I did a little better, but talking and playing is kind of weird.
It's tough.
Really, the goal there is to really optimize my battle strategy. So again, you don't want to button mash through these battles. You want to think strategically, make smart choices, make the best use of your party you can. The more effectively you do in a battle, the more bonus points you're going to get. Try to get up to rank S. That's going to improve the rewards coming out of battle. And if you really want to bump up your party, thinking strategically and getting those S ranks is the best way to go.
Yup.
Now that we're back, let's see here.
El Monster Hunter Story, claro, resalta.
You can actually see down here at the bottom.
Aquí hay color y aquí no lo hay. Exacto.
It is super helpful.
A veces se verá muy chulo, joder.
I'm beelining it through spaces
Qué grande
that I would
eres.
normally spend a
Y es
lot
la
of time
manera de
exploring.
meter a Kata en el universo Monster
Make sure we
Hunter.
get to all of our content.
Easy
that's kinda funny.
peasy.
Wait, no. I can't afford to fight right now. You guys calm down. We're gonna try to be sneaky here.
They were just excited to see a fellow Ranmar.
I know. Hi. What's up?
So happy.
All right.
Se ha quedado un poco ahí pillado.
Come on, buddy.
Jump.
Amazing.
Okay, there we go.
The jumps, the dodges.
Cute
We're
Monster
good.
Hunter. Exacto.
Oh, sorry. What I was saying there was the dotted
Monster
line of the map
Hunter
is really
cuties
helpful
too.
because right now I'm beelining it and I'm missing a lot of stuff that I want people to take the time to discover for themselves in these areas. But with all the backtracking you can do in here to find materials and find all the monsters that are looking in these spaces, you can get a little lost. Having that dotted line to tell you, okay, here's where you were, let's try to backtrack is super helpful. And I'm gonna try to miss this young cuckoo. Sorry, dude. I wish I could fight you and take your parts, but we got places to be. So you may live.
Yeah, this you know, the map is big. You know, getting my hands on it a little bit, I totally realized like this is a beefy demo. Just this one little section. There's a lot in here. It's just a lot.
Okay, so we found a monster den. We're gonna do some investigating here, see if maybe we can get a bead on that poisonous monster that's hanging around this area.
Let's go. Let's do this, boys. Ahora sí que sí, esto es el monstruo final.
We got here.
Aquí se viene cinemática.
So I will mention here, I set the VO to English just in case anybody's watching today who can't quite pay full attention
Ay,
to the
qué
screen.
bonito,
But you
por
can
favor.
swap over to the
Puki
Japanese
Puki.
VO. So if you prefer to listen to Japanese voice acting, go right ahead. You have
Qué
your choice
bonito.
of how you want to set that. And I think
Oh,
we
no. Lo
maybe
máximo.
found our poison problem.
It's so cute.
Isn't this one of your favorite monsters?
Yeah,
PC?
yeah, it's a Puke Puke. So this monster's called a Puke Puke. It, you know, it lashes out with its tongue to do, you know, some attacks. It has some poison to
Joder,
it.
es que no pueden tener menos
and
personalidad
yeah,
los
it's-
compañeros.
It's like so ugly it can't
Cuanto a
help, it's so
diseño.
cute.
I'm actually working on a new dance called Do the Puke Puke. but
Oh, are
I'm not gonna reveal it here.
Oh man, if we had time at the end of the segment. Could be another world debut.
Qué grande que los movimientos sean los mismos de Monster Hunter.
I kind
de
of took
ataque.
a little bit of a hint there from what Navaroo and Kano were saying before we entered in the battle. They mentioned that these guys are kind of tricky, so I'm hoping that means technically inclined, and looks like it. They're generally throwing out technical attacks here, so... Oh, there!
Double attack.
Both Renmar and I threw out a technical attack, sorry, a power attack against the technical at the same time. We had the advantage, so we did a double attack. But what I'm actually going to do here is swap over to Bull Drum.
Au, qué hostia me da.
Because even though Renmar is a higher level and generally speaking does really well in combat, my Bulldrome is inclined toward power attacks, which against a technical monster is going to be a little safer. So, gonna see how he does out here. He's got some levels now, so hopefully he'll be okay. And Kani using special attack. She's got the sword and shield combo, which is another slashing damage type. And
Oh, it's eating.
doing.
Yeah, it's eating. Usually that kind of feels a little bit, or does it, you know, or just kind of chills for a bit. Doesn't.
Did its face just turn a different color?
It's about to use poison apparently, so that's a thing. I'm actually going to make a strategic adjustment here. Oh, I don't know if I have enough skill energy for it though. Oh no, this is going to be bad. So my bow here, and yeah, I'm out of luck this turn. If I had enough kinship gauge, I would want to use this absolute evasion move, which I think might help me avoid the poison.
Okay.
I
But no.
don't have enough energy, so I'm just gonna go with an attack, see how
Esta
piercing
pelea-
damage works against this
Esta pelea va a
monster.
ser dura.
Keep my fingers crossed that I'll build up that charge for later.
You know, it's
Ay,
funny, you
Dios.
pointed
Qué
out
mal
kinda
se
like
siente
that
este
face,
juego de
yeah,
jugar.
red and
Dios,
kind
qué
of
mal.
looking at the monster.
It was like a subtle change, but
Yeah, it's actually one of
Qué mal.
the things that I kind of like is, you know, studying the monster, kind of knowing and recognizing. Because right now, you take a look at the top, it has like question marks and like, you know, spell.
Oh,
Oh, that is
boy, here.
so
that's,
gross.
that's
I love
really
it.
gross. Ow! What?
Oh man. Yeah,
Okay.
that is hard.
That
Oh, look,
that art, the bow move would have been really good there.
I know, right?
and now it's kind of back to
Qué
normal.
mal.
Yeah, back to normal. So kind of studying
Okay.
the monster, you know, taking a look at the way it feels when it's about to do something big, or when it's tired. All those visual things will
Yeah.
change. So again,
Yep.
things you learn either in Rise or here too. They're
Yeah.
both applicable.
And
so.
that's something like I've heard a ton about. I'm somebody who has observed the Monster Hunter series on like from the sidelines, but I've heard tons of people talk about it, like you, other folks I know, and it's all about like you said, studying the monsters. And I love that, you know, we're in a different series here, but that those things still apply. This is the time I've gotten to
Oh,
spend
no.
with this and see is like definitely making me think this is
Oh,
the
buddy.
title I'm going to dive in on. Oh no!
Oh, so there I
Again.
lost a heart. I do not want to lose all my hearts, so let's
It's
see
okay.
how this goes. Okay.
You can do it, Sam. I believe in you.
Yeah, you got
Oh, thank you.
You have a chicken decapitator.
I do. Why am I doubting myself? It's shameful. Okay, here I can choose parts. I want that tail gone, so I'm going to focus
Okay.
my attacks on the tail. Right here, Kana actually hopped onto the back of her monster. That was because her kinship gauge was full. So she had that full blue sphere. She's
Oh,
able to
man.
hop on her monster's back, do this amazing kinship skill, after which she's going to hop back off the monster. There's some other really great benefits
Yeah.
to letting that skills charge fill up all the way. As soon as she hopped onto her monster's back, she went back to full health. Her monster got a health boost, and they had some other advantages that they could have enjoyed there as well. We're looking pretty good. So I'm just
I love
attack.
too, you get, like, for using those skills, you get these cool cinematic visuals that come in that just keep these battles so dynamic. You know, I love turn-based RPGs, but, you know, sometimes they're a little static in terms of what you're doing and seeing during a battle. I just love all the different moves you're breaking out, and you get rewarded with these really cool scenes like that.
And speaking of, I could use my ride right now, which would refill my health and give us the ability to do that cool ride move of our own. Since Kana's going to be waiting a while to do that again, I'm just going to use it now. I'm not going to wait too long. If she was close to the same level of synergy gauge that I'm at, I would probably wait for her to catch up, but let's see how we go here. And if we both do it at the same time, it's really awesome animations. I'm hoping we work out the timing here somewhere. Go, Miss Pig! Yes!
Oh, heartbroken.
All right. So hopefully that tail means no more nasty matches. Swinging attacks and poison all over the place.
Yeah, should not.
Alright, let's see if we have some regular attacks here. So we can see here the piercing indicator was crossed out with a red line. So beyond that skill that I'd like to be able to use, using my bow is not going to be super effective in this fight. The piercing hit damage is really interesting though. It's a new addition to the game. So we've got bows and we've also got gun lances, which we didn't have in the 3DS game that came out a few years ago. Oh, and again, can't lose attention. Gotta cheer on my bull drum. Oh, buddy. There we go.
Done.
So we've got piercing damage with the bows and the gun lances. We've got, what do I want to focus on? Head, body.
So that was a job.
Slashing damage with the kind of sword and shield combo that Kana has, and my big sword that I'm using. And then there's also the bashing type, which is the hammer.
Yeah.
And
I
horn.
see its face is red again.
Let's see here.
I think it's angry.
Soldier
It might be
use
angry.
healing. Lovely.
Maybe.
So here as well, I can tell what my teammates are doing. So Kana, the indicator says she's going to use a potion. And if I take a look at Avmar here, his health bar, I can tell that's where the potion is going to go. Avmar is going to get the heal, so I'm going to get rid of that poison on Bull Drum.
Very nice.
And I will offer here, as we're going through all these mechanics and layering it up, if you're somebody who's just like hungry for battle mechanics and you love the complexity, you've played Monster Hunter maybe, this is probably all going to seem very familiar to you, but if you're a player who's maybe newer to the genre and is maybe feels a little intimidating, please don't worry about it. We are a fair way into the demo, but
Yeah, that's a good
they do a
point.
good job with tutorial as you first start. So you're going to get those layers, you're going to get taught how to do all these things and how to build on the concept. So it's a fun experience no matter where your experience level's at.
So I have two daughters, and we've dabbled a little bit in turn-based RPGs. Oh dear, you're losing heart.
Bad news.
Get up, get up. But I was just gonna say, like, for me, a veteran turn-based RPG player, I love the complexity and depth that we get here. But I'm also thinking that I'm, planning on showing this game to my daughters as an entry into the Monster Hunter series. I love that you can make friends with monsties, and there's not as much of an adversarial relationship. So we're gonna play this one together for sure.
All right, so there we go, doubled up. I really hope this video is close to being done. You'll notice the health bar actually just has question marks next to it.
Right.
Some of these big boss type monsters, even if I've run into a monster before, I can't assume that they're all kind of a comparable level of strength. This guy, as JC mentioned, in true Monster Hunter fashion, I hope this helps.
Wow.
All right, there we go. I don't know how much damage I've done, so I really have to rely on those tells as I look at the monster and watch its behavior. Kind of keep my fingers crossed and just do the best I can with my strategy and hope I make it.
And that's because you haven't fought this type of Puke before? Is that it, or?
Well, I haven't fought a Puke in this demo yet, but this guy's also a tough guy.
Right.
He's a bit of a beast, and he's looking a little rough for wear.
Yeah, I tried to rule. That's it. That's your clue. Too close.
Okay, come on, Kina.
Oh, I think it's
Okay.
it's tight.
We're gonna ride. No holding back. Just need to put this guy down.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, buddy.
Nice critical.
You're still up. Oh my gosh. Dude. This guy's a beast.
He's doing the puke puke.
Is that the rule?
So
You wag your head from side to side.
here you can tell as well, I used up all my skill points on that ride, so I have to wait for it to recharge, and it looks like you can only start poison action again. Oh, goodness.
Fun.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Wow.
a good feel.
My partner.
Oh,
Este.
Yeah,
So I
there's-
saw
Alright.
puns.
Ay,
there's
qué
a lot
grande,
of
bro.
puns in- There's a lot of
oh,
S-Rank.
nice.
Tengo que reír
S
por
rank
no llorar,
Sam.
que es un
Yes.
Oh, all right then.
Souls-like.
So,
Es
we've
como
dealt with
cómo
the
hacer un
puke.
Souls-like mal.
I'm ready
O
to
sea,
go home.
es el
after
libro,
this,
la
but
receta de
I
hacer un
want
Souls-like.
to take one little look at this nest
Ay, Dios mío, qué desastre.
before I make my retreat because
You're basically here on a mission.
yeah, maybe I
She
can.
says it's
Oh, perfect. So we've got
it's
some
the
eggs in
Rey
nest,
wannabe.
and this
Se
is
mueve
really how
tan
I'm
mal.
making
O sea,
members
se
of my
siente
party.
tan mal lejos del juego.
By Never's
Las-
estimation, the best
Las
eggs are
animaciones,
stinky
Dios
and
mío.
heavy.
Te quedas
But I
estancado
like
en
the look of
cada
this one,
animación.
and it also looks like critters ran off with the rest while the nest was unguarded, so I'm just
Okay.
gonna consider myself lucky and get my butt out of here before something else shows up. My hands are full, so I can't really do much else.
Yeah.
I'm ready to leave.
That's so nice. Selecting leave the monster guy. Don't worry, you know where.
Luego tiene un ataque de área que te quita toda la vida.
You don't have to carry it all the way back.
And instead of riding all the way back,
In the
I'm actually
meanwhile-
gonna use a quick travel tool here to get myself back to the village. If you're familiar with felines from the Monster Hunter series, you know, in addition to being adorable, they offer a lot of fantastic services, like a transport service, which is not the most comfortable ride, but it gets you where you need to be.
Hopefully your egg is okay.
I hope so. man.
Oh, it's
Up here in the upper right, I can see that my
They're playing
next
on the
task
Switch,
is to
right?
check in with my chief.
Parece,
So I'm
pero
gonna
no sé si es
record
por
it
el
and let him
stream.
know what we've been seeing here before we move on. And I'm
¿Qué
gonna
es
kind of bomb through
la
the
barra
dialogue
amarilla que
here
crece
just
cuando
because I wanna
no
make
lo
sure we get all the
golpeas?
content we've got,
Es
but
como
the story
su
of this game is really fantastic.
como su
It's really
resistencia.
worth getting into,
Como una
soaking it
estamina,
in.
Yeah.
Sí,
pero
pero
al
y una
revés.
vez se la bajas,
Monster hunters, they are monster riders.
le
Like a distinction that I wasn't
le
fully
haces,
aware
los
of
ataques
before I started
estos.
looking into this game.
It's the fatigado.
sí,
I love it
exacto.
because I was always the kid who loved stories where you were friends with monsters and riding monsters
Oh,
and all that
yeah.
stuff. So this is really right up my alley. So there we found out that the chief is going to let me enter Guardian Ratha Woods and check out Guardian Ratha's den to see if we can figure out what's going on. A really key point here is my island has long been protected by this incredibly powerful Rathalos named Guardian Ratha. Some other interesting story connections that we'll talk about in a minute, but long story short, this Rathalos keeps all the other monsters in line. So if something happened to Guardian Ratha, that might explain why all of these weird
Adios.
occurrences are taking place. Normally, we leave Guardian Ratha alone at his place. We wouldn't go traipsing around his camp, but we're
Ay,
here to check it
mira,
out. And
con
they're
la
actually, ooh,
ropa
this is one of the
aquí.
visiting monster
Grande.
hunters. So right about the time everything went sideways, monster hunters were visiting. They kind of have some different opinions than
No sé
we do
qué le
about
hará
what was
más.
happening. From our perspective, maybe we need to find Guardian
Más
Ratha and
rayo.
work things out to get things back to normal. From their
¿Hielo o
perspective,
agua?
maybe
Porque él
it's
usa
kinda
hielo
crazy to
también.
have a giant scary
Quizá agua.
Rathalos
Vamos a
as your
probar
guardian,
agua.
but,
Yeah.
you know, agree to disagree. Now here, since I downed that puke puke, I want to fix up my gear. The chief suggested that maybe I could be heading into some trouble here. To take a quick look at weapons.
A lo
This
mejor
is
le
a
puedo
variety
parar
of
esos
the
golpes
weapons that I could be
con,
crafting.
con el círculo.
To look at the types here,
Vamos a
so we've
probar.
got the sword and shields, the great swords, the hammers, hunting horns, and then the bows and gun lances at the end here as well. But I've actually been wearing the same armor for a while, so I'm going to see if I can get something new.
Look how many armors.
Oh,
I know.
that looks awesome, and the defense is way better, so I'm going to make that. So here you can tell one of the possible components I haven't found yet, but I need to figure out what I
Sí,
want
la
to
sí,
spend
porque se pone morado.
to make up the points. That
No
total
esquivado.
was 10 points. I only need 4 to make up material into
He
armor.
esquivado,
Any
ahora sí que he
extra points
esquivado. Pero
get
por lo
lost.
visto.
So I definitely want to hang on to that tail for something big and any extra points get lost. So I definitely want to hang on to that tail for something big and special, but I can
Interesting.
make enough up with the scales.
And this is something that's probably like the way that your look and weapon, all that cool stuff changes is probably familiar to Monster Hunter fans, but to me, coming at this from like an RPG fan, you know,
Aw, there we
sometimes you
go.
get like a bit of clothing or your weapon look will change, but I love that you get both.
Tonto.
You know, and there's so many ways to change up the way you look.
You gotta appreciate how that sword,
Yeah.
the color scheme
Oh, yeah.
is just bam.
Yeah, and
Love it.
also with you know, depending on the monster that you hunt, they also have different qualities. So the Puke obviously has a little bit of poison. So if you wear armor, you'll be poison resistant. But if you have like a weapon and you craft that out of there, you know, with the Puke parts, then that weapon will exactly naturally have it. And every monster has its own strength and weakness. So you also want to go around and basically hunt to your content and kind of get those materials to craft as much stuff as possible. So you can really play into that strategy of crafting your best loadout.
I will say it's hard when you take down a monster that's maybe harder to find. You've got those parts, you have to make a hard decision about what you're gonna make.
Oh, right.
Like, am I gonna find another Puke soon, or do I
Qué
have to
tonto soy.
hang on to those parts and make the best I can? And do I want a weapon? Do I want the armor?
Yeah, it's a tough call. But it also is like you can kind of decide how you want to play based on that. Like, are you a more attack-based,
Pero-
more aggressive player,
Ay.
or do you want to shore up all your defenses, you know, and you know, make sure you have that control? I love that kind of freedom of how you play.
And you gotta be stylish.
Oh yeah.
Style might be the version. I
Coño,
I-
puedes
I'm
salir
thinking
de la
if you
cámara
wear
esta.
any ready things, like this looks the coolest. It may have the least amount of like actual clothing, but it's probably the strongest thing. Right? And that happens so often.
Weird inverse game logic. There we go. So we are at Guardian Ratha Woods. This is where Ratha's den is. So we're gonna do some exploring here and see if we can figure out what's going on with Guardian Ratha. So one of the things that I love about this game is you can enjoy it completely independently. So if you've never played a Monster Hunter game, if you didn't play the Monster Hunter Stories game on 3DS, it's okay. You can jump in and really enjoy the story as is. But if you've got those connections to the Monster Hunter franchise, especially here in this case, if you've played the original Monster Hunter Stories on 3DS, you'll pick up some interesting connections. So my character here is actually the grandchild of the protagonist from the Nintendo 3DS game. So my grandfather had some incredible adventures, ended up settling down here, and the adorable little Rathalos that he hatched at the beginning of that game grew up to be Guardian Ratha. So ended up being an incredibly powerful monster. My grandfather has since passed away, but a lot of folks in the world still remember him. He was a very highly regarded monster rider.
No.
And there are other folks in the world who still remember him. So you're going to be seeing some maybe familiar characters and really building on the legacy of that character if you enjoyed that game. And again, not how I would normally play, but I got places to be. Goodness, all the collectibles.
I know all these little side
Oh, the
paths and
monsters.
stuff we have to skip.
We're gonna try to avoid fights as much as possible. Do.
Size of
We're
these
just gonna
areas
kind of
is
beeline here.
really surprising.
That's remember, like this is what only the first or second area that like you have, and this is all in the demo. And again, I will say, pick up the demo.
Yeah.
The demo is so big.
No, I mean on the start screen, you've played more than 10
Ya
hours
está.
so far. So
Fan.
It's very relaxing too. I love just honestly riding around and enjoying the atmosphere. It's so beautiful. There's just so much to dig into here. Let's see. That's a little bit of a
¿Qué ha sido eso? Ay, Dios, qué pelea.
So, for you guys, I'd love to come back to the
Ay,
conversation
Dios mío,
about
qué pelea,
your
por Dios.
kind of levels of familiarity with the franchise and what that does.
yeah.
Like, JC, I know you have gone
Ay,
deep
Dios.
into Monster
No,
Hunter
but
Rise. I
Dios.
don't know what your hour count is right now, but you're coming at this as somebody
Acá
who's
se
spent
le
a
da un
lot
puño y
of
luego le da
time
otro puño
hunting
y ya
monsters.
está. Y se ha caído su.
You know, it's interesting because, like, you know, I was introduced to the Monster Hunter franchise
Okay.
by a friend here actually at Nintendo, and we just started hunting together. She's like, "Try this, you'll like it." And so, you know, we started playing, and one thing led to another. Next thing you know, I was just hooked because I love helping other people, and all you do is just help other
Bueno.
people, and it's so wholesome and it's fun.
A ver,
But yeah,
a ver si hoy se
over time you
puede.
start to learn all these little details
pues
about the
eso, el juego.
monsters, and you get to know their names and
Ah, ponía cuando está
all of
disponible,
that.
pero no,
So
no
it's
me acuerdo.
really refreshing to see
A ver
so
si-
many
si no hay que
little
escribir,
callouts,
vale.
the buttons, the
How-
sound effects.
Yeah.
Everything kind of lines up in this Monster Hunter universe that makes this a perfect complement.
Rico.
You know,
To do more peanut butter, I
sorry,
drink too much.
sorry, go
Rico.
ahead.
I love Sam
How
in
do
the
you feel
background.
overall
Hey, do what you gotta do.
about
right?
your
You're
play
doing great.
experience as a whole?
But yeah, so again, really, really interesting, and I'll admit, I am I'm
que
really,
me da
really
pena,
interested in playing the full game
Voy a
because
poner
this
neutro,
playing the
venga.
demo absolutely sold me on what
Que luego me da
what
cosa
this
porque,
game
joder, a lo
offers,
mejor
and
el
I
trabajo de la
definitely
gente
consider
depende
it.
de esta cosa.
Yeah,
Pero
and from my perspective, like I love
play select the
RPGs,
difficulty
grew
on
up on
which you
RPGs,
play.
and have
Normal.
always been a little bit like, do I
Yo
have
que
the
sé, a lo mejor si
time to
reciben muy
dive
mal
into
feedback, pues
Monster
dicen
Hunter?
cancelan el
Like, I hear
proyecto
people
o lo que
talk
sea,
about
yo
it
que
and their
sé.
passion is
Y hombre,
immediately, like you can
es
totally
horrible,
tell
es un,
how much they love
pero,
it.
o sea, es un
But it's always
Souls-like.
seemed a little intimidating.
No es ni siquiera uno bueno, pero
But I
tampoco
actually
es
have
uno
some
malo,
stuff
es
to check
simplemente un
out,
Souls-like.
Where are we now?
We are in a
How
little
far
sea
into
life
the game
burrow.
did you
Sorry, I saw the
progress?
icon on the map and I couldn't resist. So
Defeat
this is a
final
catavanner.
boss.
He's one of the little felines who runs the quick travel service that I used
How
earlier.
satisfied
so
were you
he's
with the
got a stop
character
here.
and keep
I'm
it
not gonna travel,
graphics?
but good to know that he's here.
Dissatisfied.
I've also got
Look at that face on this.
a little healer here.
How satisfied were you
It's a
with the
feline.
visuals
If I
on the
needed
environment
healing,
and
she would help
stages
me
and
out.
overall
It is
atmosphere?
also
Very
just-
dissatisfied.
Look
This is
at
the
how
worst.
cute. I'm peeled up right now, but I just
Sí.
want to say hi.
Sí, me da un poco de cosa.
There's also a chest
Yeah.
here. I am not going
How
to steal
satisfied
from
were
these
you
adorable
overall
little
level design and game
kitties.
mechanics?
I will leave it up to everybody's
Qué,
own moral
qué mala
compass.
gente.
What-
They are giving everything that it's
Okay.
wrong
Which-
for you to
which-
say why it's neutral if you
No,
are dissatisfied
no, qué
with
mala gente, porque
everything.
una cosa es el level design y otra cosa es el game mechanics. A mí me han gustado las game mechanics, pero el level design es horrible. Entonces,
Like I have always been like, I know that Monster Hunter gameplay is very real time and
dissatisfied.
very action based in
This one
the
is the one
you know the
with the
main series. And what I love about
Qué mala
this
gente.
is, as an RPG fan, I have the
correcto.
time to.
How
take my
satisfied were you with the
strategies
actions and abilities
take,
available?
You know, kind of things one step at a time in a turn-based environment. While I'm still getting all that
Neutral
full Monster Hunter flavor, you know, that is present in the rest of the series.
Es que el nivel de diseños es
So,
malísimo.
yeah, again,
El
like,
nivel de
that's
diseño es
maybe the
demasiado
one
malo.
that-
Ahora es tan malo que
on-
hace ser
on other
dissatisfying,
titles,
incluso con las
like
game
I'm
mechanics.
thinking about checking
Porque
out
tampoco me
Rise,
han flipado
because
las
the
game
time I
mechanics,
spent
sino
with
que
this
están
stuff
bien,
was
están entretenidas.
And a lot
Lo
of the nods,
suficiente
again,
como para
everything
que
you've
quiera
seen
que
here,
que
it'll
acabe la
definitely
demo.
help
Yeah, there is
you
this
guys.
thing of
acabar la demo.
abilities and
should
systems
hunt
that
together
then you
I would
can
love
Mhm.
see more the game
Okay.
mechanics
This game
maybe.
actually
So
has
How
some
satisfied were you overall with the
already up in
battle
Rise, actually
system?
up here.
Oh, nice.
So I won't say too much during this cutscene,
Neutro.
but one thing
Tengo
I
que
will
poner
mention,
neutro.
if you're interested in the look and you're interested in the game,
So
check
Voy a
out the
poner
trailers
neutro.
that have been
Es
released
que
so
es
far.
muy
We
Nioh,
have some
pero
content in the Nintendo Direct that just
peor.
showed as
Para
well,
mí es peor que
so you can
Nioh.
get a look at some of the
What
later
was your
game
impression
content.
with the break gauge gameplay mechanic?
I'm sure he's waiting for Red to come home. That's what Chief Gara always said.
Hombre, es un poco lo de siempre, ¿no?
So why? The truth is,
and this always helps some. No, maybe this helps, like
Yeah, yeah.
in Guilty Gear, they based on the opinions on the
Sí,
beta to
sí.
do nothing, but they did.
No, no,
They did, yeah. They changed
changed
it based on the opinions of the beta, so this can be some kind of flag for them.
Mhm.
So it's good.
El Soul Burst, no sé qué es el Soul Burst. Ah, es lo de coger, ¿no? Creo. Satisfy. Soul Shield neutro, no lo he usado casi.
And if you've watched any of the trailer content, we're going to see a character
What was
here
your
that
impression
is
with the Lightbringer?
familiar.
No sé qué es el Lightbringer. Es que es un juego de principios de PlayStation 4. O sea, que mucho tiene que mejorar. Sí, sí. Podría ser un juego de Play 3 sin ningún problema, vamos. Sin ningún problema. O sea, con el apartado gráfico que tiene, podría ser Play 2, o sea, Play 3 sin ningún problema, vamos. Se ve mucho peor que The Last of Us, por ejemplo. O muchos otros, o Bloodborne. What was your impression with the Lightbringer gameplay mechanics? No me acuerdo qué es esto de Lightbringer.
it's just those eyes look like Red's.
Pon neutro, entonces.
Red was one of our leaders.
Weapons. Which weapons job did you feel were easy to use, or most
Red passed away a long
or
time
most
ago.
fun to use?
I know.
No he conseguido ningún mace.
Actually came to see Guardian Ratha.
Mage.
Red gave me something to bring back
Ma-
here.
And weapons, Grace War, mace.
Something from
No,
Red.
es que era el mace lo que llevaba, ¿no? Pero no es un mace, es como una es como una.
This is small one.
Sí. Pero no era un mace. Un poco raro, pero esto es lo que más me ha gustado. Y aquí Swordsman, Mage, Landsanger, Warrior, Black Mage, Strong. Tienen los jobs de Final Fantasy, ¿no? Pero
Suddenly regretting missing all those
Pero
fights
solo
I
eso.
could have earned some
which
experience
weapons
in.
did you feel very difficult to use or less fun to use? The spear. The spear was really, really bad. Lancer, I guess. O Dragoon, no sé cuál era. How satisfied were you with the progression system?
Twiddled kinship stone. You might be able to use it to calm that
Dissatisfied.
monster down. That's kinship stone.
How satisfied were you with the hack and slash treasure hunt gameplay?
Wanted you to have it. Take it.
Treasure hunt means loot.
Dissatisfied. Sí, es que yo creo que es mejor ser honesto y dar un buen feedback
Sí, claro.
para que lo puedan mejorar de alguna manera. Difficulty and game balance.
Ready for this?
How do you feel about the game balance with minor enemies such as goblins and dissatisfied?
There's only 2 enemies, right?
No,
There
había
are
más.
more, isn't
Sí. Había lobos, goblins,
So
goblins
this
más
is the
grandes,
next fight in
las
the
bolas de
demo.
fuego
Yes,
Um,
only the balls of fuego and the
I thankfully
goblins.
will not need
Ujú.
to embarrass myself
y
here, I don't
esqueletos.
think,
Al
because
final
we
han
are
salido y al
close
final ha
to running
salido,
out
que ha sido el combate que más me ha
time,
gustado,
so,
una especie
I can
de
just kind of pop through a round
de
or two here,
animal,
but JC, since we're almost done, we
no sé
could
muy bien,
probably
como un
circle back
pájaro de estos
to
pero
the
grande.
news that we've got
No
to
sé,
share
no
about
sé
the
muy bien cómo, pero está
cross-compatibility,
bien
eh?
ese combate.
Yes, I'm a little bit unsure a
Qué
little
grande.
video will play, and we'll start kind of
Está
talking
jugando
about
con un
some
mando de...
amiibo.
Eso no es
So
Switch.
generally
Eso es
speaking, if
Switch.
you have
No, yo
amiibo
creo que no.
from
Aunque bueno, esto es
let's
tan
see,
fácil
from
como ver
Monster
los
Hunter Rise,
botones.
you kinda tap them
Vamos a
into
los
this game.
botones.
I'll kind of wait for
Especially
the-
related to minor enemies, how
Yeah.
did you feel about the
Yeah,
overall
video.
battle
Okay.
flow or progression
Raise
as
your
well
video,
as
but
the
I think-
overall
That's all
number
right.
enemies?
While we're waiting,
Okay.
Very
while we're waiting,
dissatisfied.
enjoy the
a re-hit here. So the demo is going to come out on the 25th.
How did you
so
feel about the
very, very
game
soon.
balance
Game
when
is gonna
fighting the
launch on
boss in the
9th,
deepest
so
regions of the
please do
dungeon?
check it out. I've been having a blast. This is a really, really fun demo, and I think you're going to
Fighting the boss.
Oh, and it
The
looks
boss,
good.
¿se refiere
Let's
al
go.
final
Yeah,
boss?
so if basically
Creo que
if you
sí.
have
¿O
some
al
of
monstruo al
the,
que me he
some
enfrentado?
of the amiibo from Monster
deepest
Hunter
reaches
Rise,
of-
and you
I
tap
do.
them in a Monster Hunter Stories
Do
2.
have them.
You get some
Sí, el
stickers.
boss, supongo
And
que se
those
refiere
stickers
al
look
final
real
boss, ¿no?
familiar
Sí.
to you, and they'll be happy here. And
Vale.
inverse is true. So if you tap into Monster Hunter Stories
Dissatisfied.
2
¿Dónde
amiibo
está?
into
Dissatisfied.
into Monster Hunter Rise,
El
you get
boss
stickers in
ha sido
that game.
malísimo.
So yeah, it's definitely something to look forward to.
Muy
'Cause
mal.
I know I definitely will
Music and sound
do the
effects.
same.
Sound, how's
As
it
well as
dissatisfied?
another little point I want to make,
Not very
which is
dissatisfied.
if
Esto es
you have
un Final
saved
Fantasy.
data,
Very
for this
dissatisfied.
It's
particular
the
demo on your
least you
system,
could do.
and you
Sí.
fire up Monster Hunter
You are
Rise, and it
related.
doesn't
How
matter
did
what
you feel
order
about
it comes in.
information that was displayed on
You
the
talk to
screen
Sammy
during the battle?
mailman, in Monster Hunter Rise, he'll give you a
Satisfied, I
talisman.
guess.
And that talisman,
Kinship
I think
talisman.
kinship talisman. Thank
Yeah.
you very
Was
much.
there any
Basically,
information you
get-
would
it also
like
has,
to see
two
that
skills.
wasn't
The
present?
first one's like Master Mounter, which kind of helps you like
No.
your dodge counters a bit easier, helps fill that gauge a bit faster if you're right engage, and also wide range, which I use a lot, which is basically you
They're
have
have
a
to
lot
choose
of.
No,
I
no
use
puedo
some helpful
poner,
stuff,
no
and
puedo
then it
poner.
shares that
Supongo que
with
esto a la
your
info,
teammates.
porque
So
no me
really cool,
enteraba
and it's again
muy bien de qué
free.
pasaba con
I
los
think Sam already
estos.
hit on the date, but
How
just to remind you
satisfied
again,
were you
free demo,
with the
lots of-
available
lots of good stuff
information
happening
on
June
menu
25th.
screen?
Full game releases on July
Satisfied,
9th. So we're
yes.
just around. the
Yeah,
corner.
that's coming up.
Was there any
Good summer
information you would like to see in the present?
And
Equipment
with that being
details,
said, again,
ability
that
details,
is
stat
all we have to show for you
details,
today
character
on Just
display
From Us. So
options,
thank you so much.
equipment
First
display
of all, to
options.
Capcom for
I guess
allowing
if
us
you
to
put
show this really
other,
awesome
it's like
demo.
no.
Thank you to Sam and to Ethan.
Boom.
It's great being with you guys once again. I
Seriously.
It's
miss
so
you
nice
so
to
much.
see you in person,
Yeah.
dude.
So great. And also to you out there watching, thank you for sticking
details,
around. You could have
ability
been anywhere in the world,
details.
but you're here with us, and we appreciate that. But don't go anywhere because we have more stuff
No,
coming up
bueno,
next.
solo
We
los
have a
menús.
bit of a look to show you for some
Were
Mario
you with
Golf
the
Super Rush,
overall
so don't
tutorial
go anywhere.
dissatisfied? Were there additional elements you would like to have on the screen? Battle tutorial, battle screen. Menu screen overview. Equipment tutorial. Ahora es que no. Lo que no me gusta es cómo está hecho, no que quieran más información. What types of games do you enjoy playing? Monster Hunter series? Battle Royale games? Fighting games? Japanese action RPGs? Dark Souls series? Japanese action adventures? Metal Gear Solid?
Hello
yeah.
and welcome back to Nintendo
Western
Treehouse Live.
action, God of
I'm
War.
Brandon from the Nintendo
Yeah.
Treehouse, and I'm joined by
Online
Teresa
action,
and
Genshin
Rob
Impact.
and Kay, and we
I
are going to
guess
show you a little bit of Mario
no.
Golf Super Rush, which is coming out
So,
on the Nintendo
I mean, enjoy,
Switch
but
very soon.
yeah, but
only in a
I
couple
enjoy
weeks.
all of them.
Teresa,
so.
you are our
no.
driver.
Stealth action, Assassin's Creed,
So,
Hitman,
why don't you kick us off
Hack and
here? Why don't
Slash,
you,
Diablo series.
Start with play golf. Show us what's.
Yeah,
what's
hack and
what's in
slash.
store.
Sí, Hack and Slash.
So we're gonna go
And
through several
others?
modes, but we're
What
gonna
would
start
be
with
others?
standard golf.
You have
'cause
to
as it's in
choose
the name,
other?
it's
No,
your
pero
standard.
en el sentido de si juego otros juegos que no estén en esta lista.
We're gonna play with the Nintendo Switch Pro controller, and we're gonna go with
Sí.
2 players.
Team Ninja poniendo
2D
Dark Souls.
platforms.
Sí,
2D.
es verdad.
Yeah.
How
We're
do
gonna
you hear about the
The
demo?
format stroke play and take turns so then we can see the full visibility of
You
the
announce
screen.
it
You
and
can't
you don't put
do-
event?
Let me
Yeah,
back
all
it
of
out.
them
You
it
can't do all
says
at
a
once, which
genre
is
with
a
the
new
example at the
feature
side, and then they put Dark
offline in
Souls
this
here.
game.
Sí.
Before, it was
Dark
a-
Souls
it was
series.
available in Nintendo 3DS version
YouTube, I
of the
guess,
Mario
because
Golf
we
game.
saw the thing
And
on
it was
Twitch.
available online, so this is really cool that you get to
Yes.
try it out
Other?
offline now.
And all
I
the-
love this roster of playable.
How do you hear
characters.
about
Look at
this
how
game?
amazing all the
Square
outfits look.
Enix.
Yeah.
Like
Look at them.
Waluigi.
No,
Look at-
YouTube influencer other.
So dapper.
Mario's
Because it
pants
was Square
are such a
Enix, but
choice.
not in the official
So here for
site.
it.
It might be all the choices.
Influencer videos.
Tick all the
Mass
boxes.
media? Wouldn't be mass
flowchart.
media.
Those are
Aprovecho dos veces. Ya,
Are
es que esto
together.
es, sí, esto es la demo y esto es el juego, pero
I
el
also-
juego
I'm
ahora
also
solo es
very
la
fond of
demo,
Bowser
entonces.
Jr.'s visor. I think that is a very good fashion choice.
Good on.
Because
And look
it
at
was in
Bowser
the end.
Senior here with
Is
his
there any areas in this game
black
you
and
enjoy in
red
particular Resident
yeah.
games, or would you have
Very, very
feedback?
phase.
And there's that visor.
Type on PlayStation.
Sí, es que...
Everyone
This
is
the full
dressed
roster.
their best.
So who are we actually
Pena
playing?
pondría
Who's
algo,
gonna bring
pero-
to the green on this?
I'm gonna go with Mario. He's the OG.
Sensible choice.
I'm going to go with the other OG, Pauline.
Nice.
So this is Pauline's first appearance in Mario Golf. Hopefully she brings a little bit of expertise. She is the
Venga, vamos
mayor
a
of a
intentarlo.
major city, so hopefully she's played a few games of golf before.
Voy a
That sounds like,
I
ponerlo
get so
más
nervous
esto.
with
you know,
these
part of her
forms
repertoire.
of
So-
you putting
secret
next
strategy.
and giving her
It's a good
in
one.
the page.
So we're gonna play
I was
Wild
gonna
Weather
ask.
Woods.
Yeah, the
and
overall...
what's really interesting about this course is that there's
Ani-
natural hazards that will affect your gameplay and you need to account
Wild
for.
Ring.
So, there's different courses in Mario Golf Super Rush where each course will have its own little conditions, and it makes gameplay very, very interesting.
Starting off on a pretty sunny day here in Wild Weather Woods, but as the name implies, that might change.
Yeah, so it's a clear, sunny day.
Moderate wind.
Lots of trees. Yeah, moderate wind, 7 miles per hour. Sort of westerly wind.
Just enough to be annoying.
So you can see
Should
right
be.
underneath Pauline's name, there's a little flag indicator with 2 downward
should
facing arrows. That means that the flag is
Polish.
downhill. So that's something we need to take account for. I'm gonna turn here to an
Is
overhead
polished?
view, and you can see that as I change
Yeah.
the clubs, the distance changes as well.
Should be
So
polished
the carry, which is the distance that the ball will
to
go
improve...
fly, thank you, will change. And then that little white kind of transparent line is
The
where the ball will roll or run.
flow.
So that is your potential max distance you can travel if it does roll all the way to the end of that transparent line.
Correct. So I want to account for that wind that's going westward. So I
Es que no veo que estoy borrando.
I'm
I
gonna
don't want to watch
go-
out for
The
that tree, though.
Combat
Yeah,
flow.
hopefully the
think I
wind
can-
carries it away.
I think I can go over it. So you'll see my shot gauge kind of go up and down. So the first hit is
que me-
for
es que
me
me
to
mata.
start
Las
the shot, but the second hit is
animaciones-
for me to set the power up.
Pasa que son como ellos hacen las animaciones, entonces no es que vayan, pero bueno, por
Good to go for it.
animations in the
Clear the tree,
trial
very nice.
Very, very nice.
I believe.
should be polished to improve the combat flow.
You're just showing off for us now.
Nice.
Nice
Alright.
golf class. Golf class
Finish.
for a great shot.
So we're
Alright.
from-
Oh, this is to reveal.
Now you'll notice that Mario could get a little farther than Pauline
100%.
could, and that's because
How
all her
many
yeah,
games
people
that's the
are
just
one, of
left
course.
in this page?
Pauline is
Huh?
good
How
at
many
other
people
things.
just
Mario
left
has a
in
little more
this
driving
page?
distance. I'm going to.
Okay.
Image.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good spot to aim for. It's right between those trees.
Yeah, what does your mayoral instinct tell you, Rob?
Pues bueno,
Hit the ball and
Bueno.
pray,
Oh,
probably.
nice shot. Very nice shot.
tal.
Yeah.
All right,
Ya,
that was
sí,
nice.
sí, sí, por
Nice.
eso
You
nunca se
guys are off
sabe.
to a good
Good start.
A
Traveling
lo
a fair
mejor
bit,
al
too.
final,
Get to go again.
o sea,
since
Nioh
you're
tampoco
farther
me
back.
flipa el tema de las
Notice the
animaciones y
little
eso,
bitty
pero
buds there. They're
este,
course-
joder.
they're both a
Es
course
que
hazard and a
pelear
course
los
opportunity if
pelear los goblins, las cosas esas de fuego, con... ¡Fue! ¡Maldita sea! ¡Grande! ¡Qué demonios!
Bien hecho.
Muchísimas gracias por esa raid. Muy buenas a todos.
Muchas gracias, Fue.
Pelear las bolas de fuego con esas animaciones, joder, llenando todo de fuego, qué bajón. Tú sí que eres guapo.